Hello. I'm back with another video today. Actually, the other day I did a video, and the video was kind of some tips or things that I have experienced or been experiencing on my awakening spiritual journey. You know, whatever you like to call it, whatever. But and I don't mean that in a, to play it down, but I don't, everybody has their own name for what they want to call it, your spiritual awakening. But I would like to call it my spiritual awakening. So I had some tips the other day, but I was actually thinking, I have come across some things in the last day, and so I was pulling cards, and I just thought of some more things that might be helpful to the community out there and the people that are going through their spiritual journey or spiritual awakening, especially in the beginning of it. So I did, like I said, pull some cards, and today I did remember to bring out my the booklet it came with. These are the Oracle Awakening. This is from the Oracle of Awakening, by, the name's right there. So basically with these cards I pulled out, I am Divine Temple. This was the first card that I had pulled out. This card is so beautiful. These cards are beautiful. I say that in all my videos because these are one of my favorite decks. But this card right here this is it right here for me. But I jotted down some notes. So often in the beginning of your spiritual journey, you could get lonely, because you will notice that in the beginning of my spiritual journey, like, everybody became distant or different to me. Started looking at everybody different, and I'm still trying to figure out, were they always like that, or was it me that changed? I do think that a lot of it is me that changed, and it is the times that we are going through. I know that some of these times are difficult for some people. Some days, like I said, that includes myself. But a lot of people, mostly everyone, seemed a little different to me. I felt lonely. I felt like people were looking at me differently too. But I had become different. I wasn't excited about doing the everyday thing, or talking about the everyday thing, or I enjoyed those things, still talking about those things, but when you're on your awakening, it's like so many things are happening, and you're seeing the world in a whole new way. And like, sometimes you want to know, like, are these feelings relevant? Like, has anybody else experienced this? Or like, why are we just talking about this when X, Y, and Z is going on in the world? Or but everybody is not gonna awake at the same time as you, or some people aren't just gonna, I guess you could say that, but some people aren't gonna wake up, period, from the matrix, or this false reality that they put in front of us. And it's hard. It's that part is very hard for me. It was extra hard because like I said, I had kind of I stopped going to work. I was home with my 2-year-old all the time, and it was a lot. Sometimes you do want to talk to adults. The sippy cup is not the topic of the day that you want to speak about all the time. So it was kind of difficult, but I found sometimes the more that you do talk to people, it's like the more that you seem like, the more lonely you seem, the more you seem by yourself. people aren't going to get you, you know. Some people may think that you're acting different, or, you know, you know, oh, you're too good for this and too good for that. And you are for some things, you know. Which is good, which is okay. That's fine, you know. I was telling someone one time, like, an experience that I had, and, you know, I was like, just keep this between me and you. And, I mean, I was telling them out of, you know, I wanted them to know, and, you know, it was something to me that I knew was weird and different. It was different, you know. And I expressed to them what was going on, and I said, don't tell anybody. And they kind of laughed, like, I will not tell anyone, kind of that, right? You know, and I was like, but, you know, at the same time, like, you're gonna be looking at people weird a little bit, like, wow, why don't you get it? But you have to remember that at one point you didn't get it either, you know, and you might have been looking at someone else the same way. Also, you are going to need to do a lot of self-love at this time, and especially because you will be alone, you know. If you're like me, I had a lot of people in my family. Growing up, I had a lot of friends, or people I associated with, you know. And, you know, sometimes I used to be like, just like go and want to just take time off from people anyway. But during your journey, you may like realize, hey, you know, I did take those moments for granted. But some days they really, really push you to be like so strong, you know, where the average person would have just not been able to do it. It could be very, very, very difficult, you know. The people, like I said in the last video, you know, they're going to be people that you grew up with, your best friends, or, you know, family members and things like that you may outgrow, or they, you know, or you may separate from. And sometimes people don't want to see you grow, you know. You know, sometimes people want to hold you back, or, you know, they don't want you to get so far, you know, because it's too hard, or they think it's too hard, or, you know, whatever. But you have to remember that you are going to definitely need to do a lot of self-love, you know, telling yourself, you know, talking to yourself, you know, telling yourself how beautiful you are, smart you are, things like that. Another thing is me breaks. Now, during your spiritual awakening, it's like you want to know everything, and that's the part I think I still am stuck on. Like, I want to know everything, but in the beginning it was like I didn't want to sleep because I just felt like I was gonna miss something. I needed to know everything. Now, you know, if I just kept searching, I would find everything I needed to know, what was going on around me, what was going on in the world, you know. And it does not work like that, and you will get frustrated. You know, you want to clean yourself up and be perfect, and, you know, everything, and, you know, talk woke and politically correct and whatever. You know, and that's sometimes, like, when you go from 0 to 100, like, it could be a bit much, you know. You gotta scale back a little bit. But me breaks are excellent. Me breaks are definitely excellent. And, you know, don't feel guilty about your me breaks. If you need time, a day, you don't want to do anything but lay in the bed and watch a good movie, not answer your phone, I don't know, roll to the left, roll to the right, just relax your body, you know, you should do that. You should take time, because, you know, we're here to enjoy ourselves, not to worry about making people rich, you know, and other people rich, you know, or what other people think about us. Or, you know, even when we have kids, it's like sometimes I know I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I gotta be, but I'm a single parent, so at the same time, like, I can't be 10 places at once. And I have to realize that, you know, and me, like, getting upset at myself sometimes, like, you know, I always try to say, well, you know, you got to keep going, you got to keep doing this, you got to keep doing that. But then I'll get frustrated and, you know, just like, I give up. I don't want, you know, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to wear yourself out, you know. You do try to want to find ways to alleviate stress, because with this, like, you're already going to be taking in so much. Your mind's going to be going, you know, you're going to be trying to figure out so much already, you know, in order to process things, like, I've heard quite often on quite a few different channels, videos I've watched about slowing down, about pampering yourself. At first, I didn't really understand it, you know, but now I do, you know, because when you try to rush to do this and rush to do that, and, you know, I gotta just be like this and be like that, like, you really don't even take time to find out if that works for you or if you like those things, you know. And if you're rushing to put everything on your plate, like, you know, you're not going to enjoy it, you know. If you're scarfing it down, you know, like how you might do a meal, you know, when you're hungry, you're really not going to enjoy the meal, you know. And you're going to get full and feel sick, you know. So it's good to, you know, take your time. What is this? I really enjoy this, you know. Let me eat a little bit of this, you know, not just try to scarf everything down at one time, basically. Also, positive affirmations. I haven't done that as much, but I'm really trying to work on that. I found myself really having to do that yesterday. But, like, I mean, there are positive affirmations I do anyway, like, you look good in that, or, you know, I do those. But, I mean, it's the positive affirmations sometimes, like, when you need that pick-me-up, those, to me, like, I've been finding, like, those kind of come in handy. And, you know, like, I hear a lot of people when they're talking about positive affirmations, like, basically, like, you know, saying, like, you know, I'm smart, I'm kind, I'm caring. And those are perfect, like, those are wonderful. But sometimes you want to talk to yourself like, you know, you would talk to your girlfriend or someone, like, you know, like, girl, you need to get up and you know what I'm saying, get this done. You're about that. Or, you know what I'm saying, or you're too good for that, you know, you need to go over there, and, you know what I'm saying, like, sometimes you got to talk to yourself like you would talk to your girlfriend. You know, you got to be your own hype man, your own cheerleader, you know. So positive affirmations aren't always like, you know, I am kind, you know, I'm lit. Sometimes you got to do that. Also, exercise. You know, exercise for some people might be hard to get motivated to do. Like, I can totally understand that. I love to run, but it could take me months to get back motivated if I fall back, or if I fall off the wagon, or a year or something like that. If I fall off the, you know, the running, you know, the running bag, if I stop running, basically, you know, it could take me a while to get back on track or whatever. I feel like music is perfect. Like, music to me, like, I love music. I am a runner, so I need something with a strong beat. You know, something with different tempos. You know, I like beat builders. I like really good artists that, like, have stories, you know, where I can get lost in the story or get lost in what the artist is saying, you know, They kind of help me to stay in the zone. And also, like, you know, when you're running, you know, sometimes when you're listening to music or whatever, you know, with a good run, you can, like, you know, if the music speeds up, you know, you can speed up with it. You know, the artist may speed up, you get locked into what they're saying, you know. So music is very good. If you're a walker, you might like a slower music, or you know anything. But I have to run to rap. I just can't let it go. I just have to, you know. But that's me. Also, water. I said, like, water is very, very, very important. Tea. I've been doing a lot of teas in the morning. Tea's been really good for me. I've been liking the teas, you know, especially lately. I've been really liking the teas. They bring me, sometimes, like, they help me settle down. Depending on the tea and what's in it, and the smells and the antioxidants in the teas, like, it can really open up my mind, especially if I'm sitting out on the balcony, you know, and it's the sun, you know. The tea that hits home sometimes. Like I said, I might have said this in the last video, I really was not big on meditating at all during the beginning, and I think maybe that's probably why I had more of a hard time, because I like to be on the go, and my mind stays on the go. So sometimes with meditating, it's hard for me to sit down long enough, or to stop thinking long enough. But I have been learning. One thing I do notice is that I have been listening to meditation music at night. There's a man named Billy Carson, and he has a app, and I've been actually listening to a lot of the meditation music at night. And I find that when I do listen to the meditation music at night, before I go to sleep, and when I'm asleep, for some reason the next day in the morning time, my morning is a lot better. So I don't know what happens overnight when I'm asleep, but for some reason, like, I wake up like in a better mood, like, you know, more refreshed. My day goes a little bit smoother. I'm not as, like, my emotions aren't as up and down, you know. It kind of, like, helps me to, you know, stay on the, you know, good plane or whatever. So meditation music, I do need to work on meditating during the day more. I have been, I also found this app called Moonly, and they do little meditation, so I kind of like that, you know. So I've been trying those. So yep, water, tea, meditate. The second card I did pull was patience. Patience, inner peace, and self-control. So let me hold this one up so we can all remember this one. So in the beginning of your journey, you need to have patience with yourself. Through life, you need to have patience with yourself. You're learning something new. You're doing something that most of the people, or if any of the people you know they're not doing it. They're not open to it. You know, they may think you're crazy. You know, so you may have some ups and downs. You know, you're gonna have some trials. There are gonna be things that, you know, you put into play to help you to keep yourself you know, in a good mood, to keep yourself positive, to keep yourself locked in, you know, things like that. There are things that you'll find, you know, everybody, like, that I've heard so far, they all have different things. Now everybody pretty much always says meditation, you know. That's something consistently I've heard throughout the board. But you know, you'll have different things that you incorporate into your day to help you to, you know what I'm saying, navigate or whatever. Because with, as you're giving yourself patience, you know, to learn, to grow, you will be changing. And you're gonna find out, you know, some of you will get it off the break, or some of you aren't even, you know, does not even apply for some of you. But, you know, you may find that, you know, as you're growing, you know, and changing, sometimes, you know, you think, okay, but you know what, I have had a spiritual awakening. Everything I say is right, everything I do is right. I read this, I saw this, so I know this. Like, you know, this person is just so, I don't even know what they're doing. Blah 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 blah. You know, you're gonna see a lot of, as people see you changing, you'll see people differently. How about that? And these are people that you may have known your whole life. Like I said, you'll see them differently, you know. And sometimes it's gonna be like hard for you, you know. Sometimes it may be, people may be doing the same things that they've always done, because you woke up or because you've changed. You know, all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh my God, like I cannot, you know, you're this, you're that, like I am, you know. No, don't do it. You know, you are going to realize that you need to separate yourself from people. There are people that you are not going to be good for you, that never probably were good for you. But they're, you know, as you grow, I've read this somewhere. As you grow, they'll fall away, you know, or they'll change. You know, they'll grow with you, or they'll, you know, fall out your life. You know, and you know, it's always good when people grow with you. It's hard when people fall out your life, but you know, sometimes in life, like, it's better, like, it's better that people fall out your life, you know, than you wake up 6 or 7 years and you're like, I just wasted all this time, like, you know, or like, this is not the person I want to be around all the time, or this, you know, it'll just be a lot of time wasted, you know. So sometimes, you know, things happen for good reasons, you know. And like, because you're on a spiritual journey, like, you can't look at everybody side-eyed. I need to say that again to myself. You can't look at everybody side-eyed. But, you know, you'll see some changes in different people, perhaps, you know. And, you know, like I said, these are things that you're just going to have to take in consideration. But at the same time, you know, you give them patience, give yourself patience to heal, to grieve, to, you know, mourn the loss of these relationships, to wipe your eyes, you know, to get back up, you know. Don't eat too much ice cream. Don't do. I'm trying to tell you from personal experience. No, things like that. Even though I had ice cream today. But things like that. Like, you know, these are not things that you know what I'm saying? They're not good for you. You know what I'm saying? You know how you feel when you eat a bunch of snacks, or, you know, you get down in the dirt and you dumps, and you start like doing things to make you feel better, and you wake up 70 pounds heavier. So, like, you know, just, you know, try not to be too hard on yourself. Take your time, cry, you know. Don't try to like, I just can't get over it. You can get over it. Or don't just be like, I don't care, you know. Sometimes, you know, it don't hit as hard as it, you know, it might, you know, and that's good too. You know, maybe those people were just not, you know what I'm saying, just supposed to be in your life anyway. But, you know, either way, like, just You know what I'm saying? Just go at your own pace. But also, patience with other people. That's what I really want to talk about, is patience with other people too. It's okay when you're looking at everybody's side eye, maybe for those some who might have this go on, like, like I said, when I was on the beginning of my spiritual journey, I just woke up and I felt like my mom was my enemy, my dad, everybody, my brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, dogs, cats, the mailman, the people at the store, anybody, I went through far left, now some of the people that I were looking at side eye, it's like they've never really done anything that differently. I'm the one who changed, and a lot of times when I'm trying to have conversations, like, some of the jokes that I have used to make with certain people, like, oh, you look crazy in that, or how you play around, or just little jokes that are insults. I don't like doing those anymore, and I find that sometimes people still do those, or even though I've asked them not to, and it's hard to it's hard to be around that, because it's like, if I asked you several times, and like you don't have anything else that you can talk about or joke about except for insults and things like that. And some of these are family members, but like going off the deep end all the time is only going to frustrate you, because at the end of the day, a lot of times these people are people that have been on their whole life. They don't see the harm in it. Even though you, like I said, have gone through a spiritual journey or awakening, does not mean other people are going to go through that or have gone through that. Some people don't understand. Oh, you didn't mind being joked on or called, tubby 2 weeks ago, so now all of a sudden you mind. But once you start to awaken, you do see how those things, like, after hearing them over and over and over and over and over again, like, once your eyes are open, you will see, like, that's not something that you should say to somebody all the time, or anytime, that hurts me now, because I am sensitive to those things, and those are not the kind of conversations I want to have, it does makes you a little sensitive, like, and like I said, things like that make you feel lonely. Like, it's like people I've known and been around my whole life, like, I either gotta dumb my conversations down sometimes, to the little tubby jokes or the, whatever jokes people make, I have to dumb myself down to those, or, I have to be by myself, or be alone. And sometimes it's, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's hard, but at the end of the day, how, that's not something that you want to deal with, especially when you're, this is a sensitive time. It's a very sensitive time. A lot of the times, I've heard people say, like, they felt mentally crazy, and I'm not gonna say that I haven't asked myself every other 2 days and a half, like, that's weird. Am I crazy? Why am I seeing that? Or why am I thinking that? Or blah, blah, blah. Am I something, but, the more you get used to it, the less crazy things seem to be. But like I said, it's still a sensitive time. And, being by yourself, you don't want to, when you step and when you come around certain people or come around people, you know, you want to go back to like, okay, you know, I've been studying, I've been working on myself, you know, I'm going to get out and enjoy myself. I don't want to hear insults or, you know, do the same things we were doing in high school, or, you know, talking about the same things we were doing, you know, in high school, you know. So it could be a little bit hard and challenging, you know. And so those are some of my, you know, things that I have found on my spiritual journey. But all in all, like I was saying, you know, it could be, the beginning could be hard. It could be difficult. You know, don't let anyone tell you that, you know, oh, it's just not hard. It shouldn't, like, you know, it shouldn't be hard. You know, everybody's different, you know. So what may be hard to you might not be hard to me, you know. So, you know, pat yourself on the back. You know, the days that you can get up and pat yourself on the back, you know. The times that you know what I'm saying, you know, when you start passing tests, or, you know, not falling for traps, and, you know, falling for different people's, you know, ways to trigger you, or, you know, getting out of doing the same things that you've done in the past, or living, you know, bringing the trauma that you've experienced, that your ancestors have experienced, not bringing that forward with you, you know, saying, this brought me here, but I need to move on. I need these things to move on. You know, I need those things to keep those things in my mind so I don't go back, you know, on those things. But I need to keep going, you know. I need to, you know, even the people that you drop, or drop you, or whatever. I shouldn't say it like that. But even the people that move out your life, or whatever, however that goes, like, you know, even those people you need to be thankful for, because, like, there were fun times, you know. There were fun memories, you know. I mean, some of them were bad, but you already did them. You know, I'm not I'm not saying it like that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I've done things as kids or adults, or, you know, last year that I was not supposed to do. But, you know, sometimes we enjoy ourselves. I ain't talking about nothing crazy, but you know what I'm saying. You know, and, you know, like, so there are times that I've had friends that I no longer have, you know, but, you know, there are times that we needed each other, you know, that we did have trauma that did bond us, you know, but it might have helped me, you know, look forward to going to school, you know, getting out the house, because I have people that I have experienced the same things I've experienced. So, you know, like, you can't always look back and be like, I hate them, I hate that person, like, I wasted so much time, because you might have wasted a little bit more time than you should, but at the same time, like, there were some laughs in there, I hope, you know. You know, there were some smiles in there, you know, there were some good times in there. So, you know, just, you know, appreciate the moment. And, you know, these are the things that have brought you to this point, you know. And you have to just remember that you have to be proud of yourself, because you're accomplishing something that most people will never even understand. Like, you know, and even for me, sometimes that boggles my mind, and I even put it out my mind and take it for granted. But when you look at all these people that are super successful, and, you know, whatever way we Americans judge success, you know, a lot of people will never even grasp the concept of this, you know, of a spiritual awakening. You know, a lot of people think spiritual awakening is turning on, you know, something on Sunday, and sitting down watching someone preach for an hour or two on their TV, you know, while they're laying in bed, You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's not it, you know. So it's a hard experience. I mean, it's a hard process, you know, to you know what I'm saying. What do I want to say? It's not yeah, it could be a hard process, you know, for a lot of people. So, you know, don't take that for granted. Just, that's all I'm trying to say, is don't take anything that you've gone through, anything that you've experienced in life, don't take it for granted. You know, you're special. That's why you're going through this. You're smart, above averagely smart. That's why you're going through this. You're amazing. That's why. You're a good person. That's why, you know, you care about other people. That's why, you know. So, you know, when people say that you're crazy, you know, maybe you are, because most people that are not crazy don't care about other people. They're not out here, you know, thinking about other people or thinking about bettering themselves. No, they are thinking about bettering themselves, maybe monetary. I mean, in monetary forms, or, you know, how can I, you know, take from this person. But when you're going through spiritual journeys, it's not because, you know, you're a bad person. You know, it's just the opposite. So I would love so much to hear about anybody's you know, how they, you know, how their spiritual journey started, you know, some of the things that, you know, they may have experienced in their spiritual journey, maybe some tips. Like I said, I'm still kind of in the beginning of mine, so, you know, I would be so thrilled to hear some of those things, you know. So if you'd like and subscribe. Thank you, and I love you, and I appreciate you.